sunken eyes and learn to see all your life. You're only waiting for this moment to be free.
Beautiful. What's up, people of YouTube? It's Mike here, Globalvoodoo, and tonight I'm doing a new little series. It's called, I don't know what it's called. It's going to be Mike coming out when I come out, right? And this is going to remind me of kind of the first time I made live videos on YouTube, right? Just that experience where there's just nobody knows what's going on, and I'm just making it sporadic, and I'm going to really enjoy this. And, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on in reselling, right? Especially here on YouTube, a lot of information being processed here and there. And I just want to have this show and just kind of just be how it was like back in the day, right? And if you've been following me for a while, you know, I used to do live shows, and I would just do them sporadically, and I do them every morning for a while, and then, you know, this is that. But I'm really excited tonight to kind of give you guys something kind of cool. Just something different, right? I mean, you know, it's hard to explain, but I want to do this. Yeah, all right. So if you're joining me live tonight, thank you so much for being a part of this. It's pretty late. It's about 10:40 Pacific Standard Time, and I'm here in my garage. As you can see, there's a bunch of stuff going on. There's a lot of craziness, a lot of I mean, over here we got some shirts. You can't see this other side wall here, but back there's some books, a lot of crazy stuff going on. But I want to talk to you guys tonight about just reselling. Okay, I want to go back to, like, you know, I mean, eBay, Amazon, and Craigslist, and I'm just gonna be like just free spirited here, right? I mean, I'm not scripted. I'm not here to like get any monetary gain. I don't really care about any of that, right? But, you know, at the same time, I mean, I do need to say this really quick. I do own the website pick4profit.com. It's a membership-based website that's, you know, currently it's closed. It's closed right now, and we're not taking any new members, and this is what it is. But I want to share with you guys here, and I'm not too sure if I'm going to keep this public after I'm done. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But you're going to see a lot more of these type of shows coming out where I'm just live, and it's just like whatever goes, right? But let's get into it right now, right? And I want to talk about my day today. So my day today, I woke up, and I mean, I went to the thrift store like I always do. I go to the Salvation Army every morning, and lately, I mean, it's kind of, I'm not saying it's dry over there, it's just overpriced. So I go in there and I look for certain deals. I'm looking for certain things and stuff that's going to give me a high yield of return, right? And excuse me, I'll tell you this, I wasn't finding them. And so, you know, when that stuff happens to me where I'm like, okay, I'm not finding the deal in there, where do I go next? And for me, I mean, I'm pretty, I guess I'm set in my ways for doing this for so long that I just have this path. Now, originally I lived in Chicago. Now I live here in Phoenix, like outside Phoenix, not even Phoenix, but like an hour south of Phoenix. And it's a different area. It's a different middle of the desert type of program with a lot of different small town feel, right? I mean, it takes, like, for me, 45 minutes just to get to this town. But I've got it pretty well mapped out. I mean, there's Salvation Army, there's a Goodwill, there's like 3 mom and pop thrift stores, there's I mean, we got Target, Walmart, Big Lots, 99-cent store, Dollar General, a couple of antique stores. So I stay pretty busy, and I feel like I crush it here really well. But like, so there it was today. I went to Salvation Army and nothing was popping. So I went to Walmart, right? I mean, I just, you know, with Amazon here and we're in Q4, there's a lot of opportunities to make a lot of money, right? And I'm going to talk about a lot of different ways to make money in this episode here tonight. But let's just go back to really just some basics, right? And this is how my day is. Every day it's just basic, right? It's going into the thrift store. If there's nothing in the thrift store, then I go to Walmart. I go to Target. I look for opportunities. I look for ways to make money, whether it's a bundle or a new toy that came out, right? And let's talk about that real quick, right? So there it was after the Salvation Army. I got to wait like 30 minutes before Goodwill opens up. So I go to this Walmart, and if you're been doing Amazon for a while, or if you've never heard of Amazon and selling toys on there, right? It's there's a lot of opportunity on there, and you should never be afraid of rank. Okay, when it comes to a toy, with, for example, like this, right? So today I go in there and I know how my Walmart's laid out, and right now Walmart's and Targets, all these stores are laid out for Christmas. They're laid out for Black Friday, right? They've got everything in place to where if there's a super hot toy, it's there. Okay, it's there. Okay. You might say, well, Mike, what is the hot toy? I mean, I don't know what the hot toy is. I have speculations. I have data that I put together myself that if it makes sense for me, I'm going in. I'm going in, and But Amazon FBA it's a different ball game kind of now. Like even than a year ago, or 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, right? There's more people involved in it, so a lot of that whole retail arbitrage stuff it's kind of trivial, right? There's so many people involved right now. I mean, if you've been selling an Amazon FBA for a while, or the past year, you kind of see like, oh man, yeah, March was kind of iffy with toys, or July toys was no good. Yeah, because there's a lot of people buying things, and there's a lot of people that are they're not making sense when they're pricing these items. So like if you see them on Amazon FBA and you're like, dude, that thing costs like $18 in a store. Why are you selling for 21? And you shipped it to them, right? And it's like, that makes no sense. And you know what? We can't understand what that seller's doing, right? And we don't want to be that seller. We don't want to be that guy that's like losing $4 for every one he's sending in, because it just makes no sense, okay? But right now, there's a lot of opportunity at these toy stores and Walmarts and Targets, the big box stores, to make money at toys. There's a lot of toys out there right now that are at the brink. When I mean the brink, when I say is, if there's stuff right now that you can go scan at Walmart that's like ranked like 600K, but I guarantee you, right, those toys will come down. They all do. They're all, you have to go after the brand names, right? The brand names that are, it's a brand name. It's going to sell, right? There's not too many things in the Walmart toy aisle, unless you're looking at like some generic puzzles, or the old last year's Spider-Man, or some of this junk Star Wars. There's a lot of stuff that's new that you can make some money on, right? And it's all going to play out to what it plays out to, right? We don't know. We don't know what's going to be the next Frozen, right? There's a lot of talk with Amazon, and oh, I'm going to crush it, I'm going to kill it, right? But we need to really understand is that last year, and even in this early Q1 of 2014, people had Frozen. We had Frozen to live off of, and Frozen was kind of a really, honestly, that's a rare occurrence. Okay, so if this was your first season and you're like, yeah, I crushed it with Frozen, you're probably not going to see a toy like that, right? Now you can go back and say, well, what was it last year? What were some of these toys? And it's obviously the Zoomer, the Doc McStuff, and there's a handful of toys for an ROI that is good, right? Everybody's opinion on ROI is different, right? So there's people that like to spend $100 to make $120 back. That's great and dandy. I mean, it's not really my approach with Amazon FBA, because it's as simple as this. Honestly, I gotta lick my lips here, but I'm drinking some Goose Island. But it's really this simple, right? As a reseller, somebody who's been in the game for, I don't know, oh my God, almost a third of my life, right? I like a high ROI. I want a high return on my investment, right? I don't care if it's Q4 and it's 10% ROI. I don't want that game. Let other people mess with that. Let people chase things for $10 to make $11. If that's what they want to do, let them do that. That's just not my game plan, right? My game plan is to have 100% ROI, 50% maybe on some grocery, some health and beauty, but I'm in it to make money, right? Because as a lifelong thrifter, garage sailor, estate sailor, right? My ROI on everything I buy is like outrageously, like it's if I had to take a guess of what my average ROI on something is, I don't even know. I mean, I know that like I spent $1 on that T-shirt, right, or $1 on that video game, or $1 on that Pendleton shirt, and I'll sell it for 50, 60. So what is it? 6,000, 600? I mean, it doesn't matter. All I know is that the way I built my business is I've taken things that I can get at deals, $1, $2, $3, and move it in a volume, right? Of course, throughout the year, right? And that works for me, and I do really well. But Amazon is different, right? And there's a lot of strategies with Amazon where you can take Amazon and say, oh, let's just do 20% ROI. Great, right? And you can buy $1,000 of the stuff, send it into Amazon and package it up, and and here's the crazy thing. There's a lot of people talking right now about, well, Amazon, I save so much time. I save all this man hours and this is that, and I don't have to ship the stuff to the customer, which is true. But if you're doing a 20% ROI on something, and unless you can just buy the thing in a box pre-packaged and ready to ship out, that's a different story than somebody who's just manually piecing it all together, right? And they're going through the system, they're going through Amazon, and they're adding this item there, they're adding this item there, and they're just building these boxes to ship there. There's time involved, right? And maybe I'm guilty of the extent of maybe talking on YouTube or a Spreecast about, well, Amazon's so easy. You just buy it, guys, and you just ship it out the door, right? But it is, but there's time involved with that, right? And that's what you really have to understand, is that there is time involved with buying stuff to ship to Amazon. I don't care what anybody says, unless you're just buying it and it's going right to Amazon, right? Through maybe a third supplier or third seller, or whatever. I don't know. But there's time involved. There's a cost involved. There's a shipping cost, which the shipping cost is really low when it comes to shipping to Amazon, right? But, you have to understand your mentality, okay? And let me take this for example, right, really quick. This hat, okay? This is a Chicago Cubs game hat. It's actually autographed by, I don't know who. But, let's just say this hat wasn't autographed. I put this up for $1, okay? And I could say to myself, well, I could sell that for 40 shipped, right? And it might take a month. It might take 6 months, right? But what makes you think that, like, maybe you can't get rid of this in the next 3 days or the next day? Or, do you have to use buy it now best offer with eBay? Is it wrong to say that, let's just auction this shit off? I mean, really, guys. I mean, there's a lot of things going on that I hear. I don't pay too much attention to other resellers, right? I'm kind of really busy with a lot of things going on, but I do hear things and I listen to things and see things. And I mean, this may sound arrogant and maybe like, oh, Mike, you're just a dick. But you know what? I just do my thing. I don't really care what anybody else says, or you can go buy this and you can do this, or I'm going to make $100,000 next month on Amazon. Great. Do whatever. I don't care. Right. If I do care though, it's like, how much are they spending? Think about it. How much does it cost when you hear somebody come on YouTube or Facebook or whatever and say, yeah, I did $1 million in sales on Amazon last year? Well, how much did they invest, right? Because I could throw my numbers out there with Amazon or eBay, and my ROI on a lot of that is super high. I mean, it's outrageous. I mean, I could take $100 and take it into like $8,000, $9,000. And I can do it different ways. I can do it where it's a longer tail investment, where throughout the year it'll get me money here, or I could blow it out. So start thinking about yourself. Start thinking about, how can this move this stuff, right? I mean, if you're going after clothing, for example, and you're buying a lot of clothing, and it's good name brand, it's got good subject matter, okay? You can play the waiting game, but why would you? I mean, is it worth playing the waiting game for something under $20? I mean, I don't know. Maybe, yeah, sure, right? Maybe just toss it to auction. I mean, eBay is not that more expensive on an auction compared to a buy it now best offer, right? There's a lot of different ways to move things at different pricing, and I don't hear too many people talk about that. I hear, people are just like, people just ramble on about whatever, but there's so many different ways, and I think it all comes down to this. It comes down to, you buy when you're seeing an item, you buy and you're going, I'm gonna make a profit, right? Whether it's eBay and you're at a flea market and you're like scoring on some vintage stuff, or you're at the thrift store and you're buying a lot of vintage clothing, or Ralph Lauren or Nat Nast or whatever it is, right? You know the value of Nat Nast. Oh, yeah, those things sell for $35 and up, right? So yeah, $2 is no big deal, right? Then it comes down to you as a reseller to say, hey, is that do I want to wait to sell that Nat Nast shirt for 60? It might take a month. It might take 3 months. It might take 9 months. It might take tomorrow. You never know, right? That's how it is. But what if you could put yourself in a mindset where you're like, hey, this is stuff that I come across all the time. It's not a big deal, right? And you just blow it out and get your money back. I heard somebody the other day say this, and I got to bring this up. They said it's so much easier for me to go to these retail stores and find this stuff. It's abundant. It's everywhere. And I could just be a retail arbitrage king, and you know, I can take 20%, and it's like they're handing me $10 bills and I'm getting 15 back, right? And then I heard they were talking about like, oh, you know, the thrift stores, I can't, you know, find any of this stuff, or I can't do it every day, right? Well, let me tell you this. It depends on where you live, but at the same time, there's stuff out there, guys, right? If you know, we don't all are millionaires. We're not, you know, pulling in 500, 600K off of eBay and Amazon, right? So if it's $1 at the thrift store and you know you're going to turn it into 20, why not grab it, right? I mean, some people are naive. Some people just, they have a motive to fucking really just like crush your dream kind of, right? Or say, hell yeah, you can't make money picking because you can't find enough stuff, or you get enough stuff and it takes 9 months to sell. Bullshit. I mean, bullshit, really. I mean, anyway, this show's going to be live. I mean, it's live now. Thanks, guys, for joining. Thanks for listening. I'm just, you know, going to be open and frank. Like if you saw me from back in the day, morning cup of Joe, I'm going to smoke, drink beer, talk, drink coffee, whatever we do, just ramble on. If you want to comment, I'll be more than happy to answer your comment, acknowledge your comment. But yeah, a lot of stuff going on. And it's one of those things where you just do what's best for you, right? I'm not here to, I didn't make the show to come out and bash people or, you know, talk shit. I don't really care, really, honestly. The only people I care about is my family and people that are in my group, right? That are paying for Pick for Profit and you know, Resellers Roundtable Elite, right? But at the end of the day, I don't really care what Joe Blow says in the wind or Johnny the Snake over there says at the flea market. I don't care, right? I don't give a shit. I don't care. Because you know why? They don't matter to me. They mean nothing. They're not even on the radar. They're just like, whatever. But sometimes, you know, this reseller community, it's, you know, I wouldn't even call it a community. It's just a bunch of people that come in and they're just like, I'm a picker. I know all this. I know all that. I do this. Let me start a Facebook group over here. Let me sell a book over here. Great. Do whatever. I don't care. Right. But, you know, for me, you've been following me for a while. You know, my thing is this, right? I came on YouTube and was talking about t-shirts and started talking about clothing. I know I was the only person on YouTube at the time talking about clothing. Without a doubt, it's a fact. And, you know, you can look it up. But I just kept doing my thing, right? And I did it to help people. And I did it to say, hey, you know what? Maybe something I can throw you here is going to help you. But as time went on, you know, it's been kind of discouraging through YouTube. And I've met some great people on YouTube, but I've also met some really shitty people. I mean, really. And just being frank about it, just mind-blowing to me that some of these people would do the things they've done. And it's kind of sad to see. You know, it's like, I mean, if you know me or you've been around me or talked to me, I'm pretty like, hey, I'll help you, brother. What do you need? You know, if you're down the road, you need $10 here, here's your $10, right? That's how I am, right? You can ask any employee that's ever worked for me. You can ask anybody associated with me. I'll help you the best I can, right? But there's times, you know, as, you know, with anything, whether it's a business you started or, you know, you're being an entrepreneur doing something different, people are going to just talk shit and do whatever. And it's part of the game, right? And I didn't expect it so quick when I started my YouTube channel, but it happened. And, you know, it just happened. And shit was going back and forth. And, excuse me, it was crazy. But, you know, I said to myself, you know what? There was people telling me, hey, man, you know, we want more out of you. We want more out of you. And I decided, you know, we'll start this Pick for Profit. And right now I'm pretty proud to say there's a lot of members to the site. We're not a large community. By all means, I don't want to be large. I don't need 200 people, right? I'm not here to take people's money and just give me your money. I'm like, screw you. No, I help everyone that's a member that wants it or requests it. But I put a lot of information all the time through there. But back on the whole YouTube thing here, it's, and I'm just, I'm just gonna be blunt. I mean, I'm just gonna be blunt. I don't care, and I appreciate all you guys watching here. As I have my cigarette, if you've noticed me for a while, and I've been on YouTube, this is the first cigarette I've had on YouTube, probably in year and a half, 2 years. Probably last time I had one live on YouTube was in Chicago. So, like I said, I'm just gonna be relaxed, just do my thing, and there's no gimmick. There's no, I'm going to sell you something on the road. I'm just talking to you. Really, it's what I'm doing. Just having a cigarette, drinking a beer. It's almost 11 o'clock here in Mountain Standard Time. So I'm just chilling. And I'm going to talk about reselling and whatever else, you want to talk about. But there's some things I really want to clarify. And, it's just one of those things where, I was looking at my phone here. Yeah, it's crazy, right? I mean, I deal a lot with eBay with wholesale. So like, I don't have an eBay account under Mike Franco, right? It's just, you're never going to find it. I gave up on eBay a long time ago in terms of me being an individual seller and selling on their platform and growing my business to really where I'm paying 30%, 20% to them, right? I mean, I'm talking a really good level, guys. Or decent level where I'm like, man, that's like 10 G's. I think I could do some other stuff with 10 G's rather than give it to eBay, which the money I was making and selling was great. But as any business person looking around going, I'm giving eBay 10 G's, I might be able to do something else. And that's what I did. And I would encourage that to anybody. If you get to a certain level on eBay, to realize that, you're going to be paying eBay, of course, but as you grow your business, you should be able to understand how you can grow your business at another level, right? Whether it's niching out a product to a website or, or developing a product, right? And that's just kind of how my brain works and my thoughts. So, so there it was, right? I'm sitting on eBay and, I'm selling a boat ton, but I was tired of the fees, man. I'm like looking at 10 G's. And then I woke up one day and said, you know what? People are lazy, right? And people are out of work, and people just don't want to freaking work, really. So I built this wholesale network where people, I say, hey, here's what I can offer you. I can send you all the product, and you list it all, or we can list it all for you, and you just sell it. And when it sells, you give us the information. Hey, Mike sold that, Aerosmith shirt. Cool. Pay me and give me the shipping label. And that's what it requires, right? It's a pretty simple process, right? A lot of people say, well, what's this wholesale thing you keep talking about, Mike? And some people are like, dude, you're on crack. Nobody does that. Well, I do that, right? And I do pretty well on through wholesale on my wholesale network I created through eBay. That going forward is pretty much this. I mean, I do pretty well with eBay on this network, right? And I really have no responsibility towards eBay. Right. I mean, if the people in the wholesale network decide to leave, yeah, okay, then I might take a hit, and I do kind of rely on them to sell the product, right, and use their eBay. But at the same point in time, I mean, I'm not really worried about it, honestly. I've set it up where it's been established for a while, and if shit starts to crumble down, I've got other things in place, right? It's just being, in my eyes, I look at this like a business. I mean, it's a business, and I want to say, hey, you know what? I've got to put my things in place. I can't put all my eggs in one basket, right? So I'm doing things on Etsy. I've got, I don't know, I'm not here to brag about me, but I'm just saying I've got stuff going all different directions, right? So, it's about growth, where it's you can only use eBay for so long, really. I mean, if you've been on eBay for like 9 years and you're like, yeah, I'm crushing eBay, and that's all you're doing, brother or sister, man, that's not that impressive. I mean, honestly, I'm not trying to rip on you. And you can be pulling in 2.9 million. That's not that impressive, okay? Because you need to have growth. You need to have a better plan, right? So like if you're just sitting there going and bragging on fucking YouTube or eBay or, hey, I'm the largest, vintage, photographer, photo guy. That's doesn't impress me, right? It shouldn't impress any of you guys. Be like, what? Right? Create your own domain, create your own website, create your own name, right? Don't create eBay. eBay is just only going to be good for themselves, right? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? It makes sense to me. Because I tell you what, when I was selling vintage t-shirts, I was one of the largest people on there, no doubt. And it got to a point where I'm like, why do I keep giving them 20 for every $100 I sell, giving them 20, right? And after a while, it adds up. And we're like, yeah, okay, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to set up something yourself, right? But it's just how it is, guys. I mean, you have to move up and move on, right? When you start to see, use eBay for what it is. eBay is a great platform to start, but it's not there's a finishing point with your eBay, right? I mean, if you're doing good volumes, doing good amounts, I mean, you should be thinking of bigger things, right? I mean, right? I mean, come on. Anyway, I'm rambling on here. Let me go check the comments and see what's kind of going on here. Just kind of shooting the shit and just talking here. You got Morgan Horde. Well, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Mike, how are your sales? Mine jumped through the roof starting on the 25th of October. Yeah, I mean, it's been rocking, guys. I mean, sales on the just eBay and Amazon, Etsy, it's really taken off right now, and that's good that it's taken off for you, Morgan. It's crushing. I mean, there's been a huge spike, especially the past week on eBay, without a doubt. So just keep going out there, guys, and keep listing, right, and keep putting stuff out there. There's plenty of opportunity right now to make money, right? Yeah, I mean, Amazon is the king of fees because it is a higher rate than eBay. So it's understanding what you get and how to sell it, right? And there's a lot of people out there going and buying cereal and turning that cereal. They think, oh, I paid $3 for it, and they're selling it for like $6.50 on Amazon, and then they're not even paying attention to the fees. I mean, because there's no way you're gonna make money with that, right? But Amazon, definitely the fees are higher, but there's a lot of more benefits for Amazon to an extent. With you could ship 100 things in a box and it gets checked in and they all go. So that's a pretty good benefit there. But this depends on the item and what you're selling, whether it's new or used. Morgan also says, I like eBay and Amazon, but I'm with Mike on making higher ROI on eBay. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, I'm all for Amazon. I'm all for eBay. I'm all for making money. But when people start saying, oh yeah, I just crushed it selling these Zoomers, or selling this, and I sold Zoomers, right? I mean, let's just get into perspective in terms of what Zoomers did last year. Who was making 500% ROI on a Zoomer? Raise your hand if you were. Put it in the comment, because I'd like to know. Not so many of these items that were last year, even Disney Frozen, it wasn't like, oh, dude, yeah, I made 10,000 ROI on that, right? It's not like you're turning that $12 doll into 300, okay? I mean, that's just the gist of it, right? You return that $12 doll into 48, 35, 50, right? Maybe 75, right? But you know what? We can all do that. We could take $12 and go into these thrift stores or garage sales, estate sales, and turn that into the same ROI with the same frequency, right? And just depending on how you list it, you can, I mean, I'm not here to argue eBay, Amazon. All I know is the higher ROIs, period, are on eBay. They are always going to be on eBay. If you are a thrifter, you're a garage sale, you're a deal hunter. If you're going to Target and Walmart going, oh, I'm going to clear them out today, you're not getting high ROI, okay? Because if you're getting high ROI, then the Target switchboard is going to alert the freaking CEO, and the CEO is going to say, why are the resellers making 1,000% on our little fucking Snoopy doll? You see what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense. It'll never make sense. Getting huge ROIs through a box store. It's never going to make sense. Yeah, during Q4, yeah, you're going to push 50. You're going to push 100%. You're going to get to 200% maybe if you're in the right spot at the right time. People that are new to Amazon FBA, people that are maybe this is the first go around or the second go around, might be going, oh, I killed it with Frozen and killed it with this Zoomer. Look at the ROI, man. I'm telling you, just look at the numbers. Don't try to fool nobody. All right, let's just get down to reality here. Yeah, Frodo says he seems frustrated at sellers posting such low ROI in fourth quarter toys, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. You can't make money on toys, right? You could definitely make money on selling toys. Q4, that's what I do, right? but I also buy it throughout the year clearance, and but looking through it all, I mean, there's great possibilities. It's just not. It's not what, and I hope that my channel's never been that way where it's like you can just crush it, right? I mean, I've come across some, like I said, obviously the Frozen, some Beyblades, but I got those Beyblades in clearance, right, for a couple of bucks, and we're selling for $80, $90. I mean, that's pretty good ROI there, right? Same thing as a thrift store. I can go and find books or VHS. I sold a VHS today, which I showed. Actually, it was funny. I sold Gia with Angelina Jolie, the VHS. I showed it probably a year ago on YouTube on a Hangout. I said, "Look at this thing. This thing goes for $150. It's sold today for like $90." So there's long tail. There's a lot of different things with Amazon. But if there's a product right now where it's like, yo, I could take two into freaking 6,000, right? And I'm gonna make $100,000 this month, right? No. Show me. Or show me how much you spent to get to the $100,000. That's what it is. I mean, because I know what I need. I know what I do to get to a certain dollar amount every month, right? And you have to have some cash flow, right? But there's so many crazy things going on, and it all comes down to you and what you can spend. And you'll see as you start to spend the money where you're going to be, right? And if you come across hot toys, you take a toy from 20 to 50. Great, big slap on the back. Awesome, way to go. Okay. Well, Frodo. Okay, depending on what I was talking about, and I don't know off the top of my head, but like right now, if you want my opinion on Q4 Amazon, you can go right now and say, well, this is going to be the hot toy, and buy the toys right now. Let's just call it November. Buy this stuff, and then turn around and send to Amazon with the rest of the monkeys that are doing all that. And you'll start to see that every listing is kind of flooded, really. All right. There's no surprise anymore. Not be like, well, this is a new thing and I'm gonna get on it, right? So you can FBA it all you want, right? FBA is great. And there's gonna be opportunity from now until Christmas to send FBA. But FBA warehouses are gonna get full, they're gonna get packed, they're gonna be overloaded. So you sending a box from, like, for example, me, Arizona to Tennessee, it's gonna take 10, 12 days. Okay, that's huge. Right? I can find other ways to move that. And the way I do that is merchant filling. I merchant fill toys. I don't care what anybody's saying. They can say, I kill it doing Q4 toys, all the hot toys FBA. You know what? I've looked at the numbers. I've studied it. I'm looking at it. If you can go make $100,000 selling toys, Q4, FBA in it, best of luck to you. I'd love to know. I'd love to learn more. And you know what? Some smart ass is going to come out, and after they hear my video, because this is what happens most of the times, guys. Not trying to come off on a pedestal. A lot of people come here, they listen to what I say, and then they go create ebooks. They go create things. They go create other content based off what I said, right? Not trying to be the dick, but it's my show. I'm just going to talk how I want to talk, right? But if you should be approved to sell merchant fill toys right now on Amazon, because that's where the money's at, okay? Because if you can go find 30, let's just call it little bunny ears, that is the hot toy after Black Friday, you could sell all those the same day. And yeah, you got to work a little bit. You got to package them and ship them out, right? You never know. It's a game. It's a mindset. When is Amazon going to get in stock? That's where you're going to make the money. You're not making money when Amazon's in stock. I mean, right? Duh, right, Mike? Yeah, shit. So you have to understand that merchant filling toys is if you're selling toys, that's how you kill it. I don't care what anybody else says. You can go drive around and buy all this shit up and then sit there and say, well, yeah, I just send them all in FBA and I'm kicking back. You could do that. You can make a little bit. But I think you're missing the boat. I mean, because it's a hustle. Because when that new toy comes out, that hot toy, whatever that is, when it's all in stock, that's how you're going to find out. Honestly, go to Walmart, go to Target. Walmart, Target.com. Those should be sites you should be looking at every day after Black Friday and look at the toys. And when you see it says sold out, boop, mental note. Okay, let me write down a piece of paper. It's sold out. Check the next day. Check the next day. Now look on Amazon. It's not that hard, guys. It's not that hard to figure out. And then you got it. It's sold out. I can't get my hands on it online. Then you go to the store, look around. Okay, I think a lot of people this year are going to be in shock, because I do think there's going to be some hot toys. I don't think we're going to see the Disney Frozen, right? Like there was earlier this year and even last year. I think a lot of those margins and toys aren't going to be there for what people are thinking. Okay, so let's not explode. Let's not make something sound so fucking great and terrific that it's like, man, I could take 1,000 and a 200 grand. No, there's a lot of variables. There's a lot of, understanding when Amazon's out of stock, when to sell it, merchant fulfilled, right? And then you only have that certain time window with FBA. I mean, that's really what it is, right? Don't let anybody tell you any different. I'm telling you, right? If you're sending toys in after December 1st in FBA, you're kind of in the long tail in terms of it's shipping towards Amazon, right? Depending on where you're shipping it to, it could take 7 days, 2 days, 4 days. You're kind of playing more of a risk, right? I mean, you're sitting there with a 12 in your hand and you're playing blackjack. And the dealer's showing 2 freaking, face cards. They're at 20, you're at 12. What are you doing? That's what you're playing when you're sending it in after December 1st. Okay? Especially hot toys, new stuff. You're playing a little bit of a risk, okay? And I'm just letting you guys know that. So anyway, yeah, if you guys have any other comments, leave them below. I can see them now. Late Night with Globalvoodoo is this the monologue? Yeah, it's my little late night deal, and I'm doing it because honestly, guys, I used to love coming to YouTube and making videos and talking and just being freely, and now it's become such a hassle. There's so many people like spamming and freaking disliking and being like, oh, I mean, it's so crazy. And maybe, if you don't make videos or you're not watching it all, you just start to see it's just repetitive, really. And somebody for me who, I come on here and I want to talk about whatever it is. I'm not saying I've invented the wheel. I'm just saying that it becomes nonsense. It really does. I mean, oh my God. I mean, there's people, if you go look at some of my videos from back in the day and you just look at other people's videos after that date, you'll see where it all came from. I'm not trying to put myself on this platter, but there's some fucking crazy people out there. There's actually people that live at home with their mom and they sit there and they just make guides and they talk about how much money they make, but yet they're too poor to move out of their house, right? It's crazy. Then there's people that are like, it gets worse, guys. I mean, there's people that are like, they come on here and be like, yeah, I've got this huge Facebook group and this is that, but they got 43 things in their eBay store and under like 100 feedback. And it's like, you come on YouTube and you're acting like you know everything and you're talking about everything. And it's like, dude, you just started. Don't, you know what I mean? And it's crazy. It's crazy. And I'm not trying to like make this all about like just bashing people or anything like that, but people are fucked up. I mean, people are pretty screwed up when it comes to information or opportunities they see, and they say, I'm gonna write a book. Yeah, I've been selling on eBay for 21 days. I'm writing an ebook. Here it comes. Right, here it goes. Right, because people that are doing that, and I'm gonna take myself out of the equation for a second here. I think I can write an ebook or write books and guides, whatever, because I just have experience doing it. Right, I have experience. I have knowledge. I'm very comfortable with what I'm putting out. There are people that they go, oh my God, I got to write this book. It's going to be 100 things you can buy at the thrift store. And yeah, let's get it out. Let's get it out. We're going to sell for $29.99. Fuck them all. Let's get the money. That's what they're doing to you. They don't care. They don't care. They're just saying, send me the PayPal money. Sell me this money. They don't care. It's crazy, guys. And it's just, I'm telling you, right? I didn't go buy a guide. I didn't join a group. I just did my fucking self. The thing is now is there are good groups. There are good paid services. There are good ebook guides and stuff like that. That'll help you speed up the learning curve. It's just be very careful of who you're listening to or who you're buying from, right? I mean, there's people that come out there and are like, yep, did $190,000 on Amazon last month. Guys, yeah, you need to buy this book, right? It's bullshit. It's bullshit. And I'm not trying to harp on people, man, but it's it's pretty freaking humorous, really. Anyway, so let's get back into reselling. Hopefully I can give you some content, something you can walk away from this show tonight and say, okay, that made sense. Like I said, goes. If you're doing eBay, start working some auctions. 3 days are better than 30 days, right? Sorry, if you got something, it's like, okay, I can sell that for buy now, best offer for 30. Let's just dump it right now for $15, $16 on auction, right? Why not? Because you can have different approaches. You can have I need the money now, or slow nickel versus fast dime, uh, or fast dime versus fast nickel versus slow dime, whatever the theory is. Have that approach, right? Because now people are buying stuff. I mean, I'll tell you this example today. We threw up on this one account on eBay 97 listings. Okay, 97 listings that went active at 7 o'clock. Right, we schedule listings because it makes only sense to do that. Why do you want to throw a listing at a that's going to end on a Tuesday at 10 in the morning? Right? I mean, honestly, guys. I mean, why? You could say, well, that's my best time of day. Well, I don't know too many people. Their best times are when their items are ending before 2 o'clock, Monday through Friday. So schedule listings, right? And I think this is where I think you're going to get some information on me here is schedule listings, right? If whether you're doing buy it now, best offer 30 days, make sure you're putting the stuff at nighttime. That's when people are looking at it. That's when it's going to end. If you're doing the 30-day route, if you're doing an auction, I mean, it's only cost you 5 or 10 cents to freaking schedule a listing, right? I mean, let's not be cheap about this, right? We're trying to make money. So let's schedule your listings. Okay. You could be sitting there from, if you're full-time or you're part-time and you're starting off at 8 in the morning, just schedule it to start at 7, right? 7 Eastern or 10 Pacific, right? Whatever it is, schedule it. It's worth it. Look at it. Look at the data. The data's there, right? Look at Sundays. Sundays are killer, guys. They're freaking killer. Saturdays are okay. Sundays and Fridays, Friday afternoon, put your stuff at 5 o'clock to end after 5 o'clock, right? People are getting their paychecks. The people that are working and they're spending, but that's always been my biggest thing is when I was listing things, I wasn't just sitting there in front of the computer from 9 in the morning till 3, just going list. It's active. No. I have a plan in mind where it's like, hey, it's going to end or it's going to start at 7 tonight. And when it ends in 3 days, it's going to end at 7, 3 days from now. Or I started at 7 o'clock on a 30-day listing because it's going to end at 7. Put yourself in an advantage. Put yourself at a point where, there's a larger audience watching, okay? Yeah, I understand there are people. Yeah, there are people that work and they're on eBay at 2 and they're bidding. I understand. But I think, looking at the overall bigger picture, start looking at those scheduling listings is huge. It's huge, and it doesn't cost a lot of money. So, get that done. If you're doing Amazon FBA, you can create a really nice bankroll right now through eBay doing thrifting. You can go out thrifting, this is that. And then, you can put a nice pile of change together in the next 30 days, right? I mean, you got 30 days between now and, Black Friday and what happens at Black Friday to have some cash, right? If you're at a point right now where you don't have cash, you're like, oh, yeah, I'm just getting by. Start selling shit, right? Start putting in extra time, work till 2 in the morning, right? Do whatever it takes so you have the cash flow. Because every year you start reselling, you start to, if you're like me, you start saving some of this money. Because there's like a job, right? I mean, there's no pension. You're not getting something if we were a reseller working for Globalvoodoo for 30 years. You're not getting anything. There's no benefit, right? Your benefit is saving now, right? And as each year goes by, you save more and you just save more and you build a little nest egg. And you don't touch that nest egg. It's for whatever it is, whether it's buying a house, a car, buying gold teeth, who cares, right? But start the whole saving process because that's huge. And especially as a small business owner or reseller, shit can happen tomorrow, right? And you might need the money, right? And you want to put yourself in a position where you at least have the money to pay for something that goes wrong, whether the brakes go out in your car or water heater blows out, right? I mean, just little shit like that. So save money right now, definitely, but invest wisely. I mean, it's not like we're in the stock market, right? Where it's like, oh, what do we do with Apple? What do we do with the HP stock we got now? No, this is pretty easy. It's buy the shit for cheap and sell for a higher price, right? You can play the Amazon role and say, well, I'm gonna do 20% ROI. Yeah. You know how much it would take for you to hit $1 million in sales at 20% ROI over all products? You'd be spending $800,000 to make $200,000, which is that $200,000 you're gonna get taxed on, right? And then you got to deduct your time and your costs. Does that make sense to you? Don't make sense to me. It's not how I run my Amazon business, right? Don't get me wrong. I do run 20, 30% ROI in certain things to get things moving during the time when it's slow, right? That's what you do. You know, you want to run around and buy 20% ROI and do it. You know, you just do what you do. All right. And then if it makes sense for you, that's awesome. Doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense at all. But let's see here. It says more comments below. Yeah, it's all right. I see the comments, guys. Appreciate you guys watching. Morgan, Vegas Flip. I see West in the house. Money grab, laugh aloud. I'm just, yeah. Like I said, I'm just gonna just be free spirited here. I have no agenda to say go to Pig for Profit or go over here. I don't have affiliates. I don't, you don't hear much out of me, honestly. I mean, you go to my Facebook or you might hear Pig for Profit, but don't let it scare you. I'm not telling you to go there. But you know what, guys, it's very basic stuff, right? Going out and reselling, and there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's just about what makes sense to you, right? Does it make sense to go buy that $2 Pendleton shirt that you know will sell for $35, or does it make sense for you to go buy that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figure that you can get for $9 at Walmart or Target, and it sells for $14, and you make $11? Is that cool? I mean, I guess. I don't know. That's not cool for me. Because I can do a lot more with my $8, right? And there's gonna be riffraff after this. People are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, this is why he's never gonna grow. This is why we've got Ferraris. This is why we've got fucking hot models behind us. Because we go buy that $9 turtles and sell them for $12. I mean, it's just stupid. It's stupid. So anyway, but I will tell you this: some toys to look out for if you guys want to talk about toys. It's look at the stuff that is out right now. It's out there, okay? And look at the stuff that is the quantity isn't. The quantity is not like turtles, right? The quantity is very small, and there's going to be a lot. I see them right now. There's a lot of these. There's probably 25 items that are really small quantity that if they just break through and kids talk about them. And there's a little bit more marketing by these companies, these companies that are actually have these small products have a huge marketing arm. And let's say this: one of them is the manufacturer for Zuzu Pets. Okay, they're not stupid. Zuzu Pets, when they did that years ago, and I cashed in like a freaking beast, they've got products out right now that I'm pretty sure is going on the same path. So there's a lot of things going on, right? And you just never know what it's going to be. But there's not going to be this frozen thing this year. You have to work for your money, right? And you might have to work at slimmer margins, right? That doesn't mean when it's December 1st, go, okay, well, I just got to focus on Amazon. What is it? Where's the hot toy? Keep doing the eBay because you're going to get higher ROI, right? Just keep doing like it's no big deal. If you come across where you're like, oh man, yeah, dude, that freaking that G.I. Joe. He's 8 and now he's going for 90. Yeah, of course. Grab it. Right? But don't give yourself a heart attack or go crazy over what is it? What's going to be the item or what's the calculation on this? You'll see it. I mean, it's not that difficult. Right? But you do have to put yourself in a position when it does pop because the window of opportunity only might be 6 hours or 2 days, right? And you might miss out on the hot item, right? You might miss out on that Zoomer. All right. But right now you can kind of go to your Walmart, look around. You'll see, right, the Dino Zoomer thing, right? They're pushing that. It's $20 off today, rollback, right? It's typically $100. It's selling for like $79. That's what you can buy it for. And yeah, it's probably going to go for $139 at the top, right? At the top, guys. Then you got to minus your fees, okay? So understand that. I mean, right? Do you want to spend 80 to get back 95? Let some other fool, somebody that's whatever doing, and they're buying 30 of them, right? Let them mess with that. If they get to 190, that's great. But I see them; they're everywhere. Last year with Zoomer, just the regular Zoomer, you saw them. There was a little bit of a stack. Now Walmart's got it because Walmart says this. This is how these retail box stores think. Well, shit, Zoomer did pretty well for us last year. We sold out by December 2nd. Let's go with the Dino Zoomer. And now where I'm at here, the Walmart, I mean, it's like there's like 700 of them. Okay. And maybe that's the huge one, man. I don't know. I'm not looking at them right now. There's too many. You know what it is when you can't find it. just kind of like the Elsa dresses, even back in January, February, right? You go, oh, damn. You walked into the Target or Walmart and you're like, you run over there and you're looking in the aisles. Shit, oh, there's none there. Okay. And you hit the next one. And then you hit it. You're like, yes, cool, right? Because it was taking 20 to 50, 20 to 70, right? 20 to 40. And it was quick, right? But yeah, I think this year you're going to have to do a little more work, right? Especially with all these groups and, bolos. And I mean, I say bolos too, and I give up bolos, but there's a lot of people knowing about it, right? So it's gonna be difficult, guys. I mean, it's gonna be. I'm not saying it's impossible, but if you want to be the 20% ROI guy, go for it. I'll give you. Want to call me and text me or whatever? I'll give you 25 things right now you can get. But it goes back to the eBay. There's a lot more. People could talk about, well, I can grow my business with Amazon. I can freaking be, $1 million seller at this point. Sure, yeah, dude, it's like any business. But what's your profit margin at? You have to look at this, right? Is this a simple business plan? What is the average profit margin per Walmart, per Target? Okay. Do you think there's product at Walmart that's getting like 10,000 ROI? No. I was reading this study the other day about ROIs for big box stores. It's pretty slim, right? I mean, I did retail. I had my own products I was retailing before I did Amazon and stuff like that. And I know what the margins are. Like if you were to go right now and get license agreements with NFL or Major League Baseball or, and carry that kind of sports products, your fucking profit margin's like 20%. It's not, if that, right? Especially if you're an online seller, because there's 30 other people that are beat you down. They'll sell for 10%. It's crazy, guys. It's freaking nuts. So you have to understand that, yeah, okay, 30% ROI might sound really good, but as a thrifter, I mean, God, you can go buy a freaking, a men's blazer jacket that you could buy for $1 that typically sells $200, buy it now, best offer. Just throw it to auction for $60 and be done with it, right? Because there's other people that, are doing this. I do it to some extent, but there's people that have guides. They're like, guys, yeah, you can crush it with the freaking suits. And they're selling the freaking things for $18 shipped. I mean, it's nuts. It's nuts. Nuts. Nuts, nuts, nuts. It's crazy. A lot of just shit that, the only way you're going to ever learn is get into it. You have to get in and buy it and see what happens with it, right? I mean, people say, VCRs. Yeah, certain VCRs sell, right? Don't go buy every freaking VCR. Just like don't go buy every remote. Hey, guys, I met $24,000 last month. Some remotes. Got them at the weigh-in pay. Great. You want to go dig through fucking remotes? That's your business. Do what you got to do, right? Some remotes sell, some don't. Same with T-shirts. Same with polo shirts. Same with anything. There's high and low end, right? But don't tell me you're walking into Goodwill and, yep, oh, God, pulled out, 40 Sansuis today, receivers, yep, killed it, crushed it. Bullshit. Come on. Let's be realistic here, right? Because I think the people that are talking like that maybe have gone to a thrift store twice in the past month. Right? I mean, come on. Yeah, I mean, it's just fucking chaotic, guys. It comes down to this basic business sense. Okay, if the price is right for that plush dollar 50 cents and it goes for 20, 30, yeah, do it. Do it. If you see a VCR and it's Sony, oh man, it's Sony. It's got the hi-fi, it's got everything. It's $39 at the thrift store. But it's $59 FBA, I can make money. No, you can't, because you got to ship the bitch. That thing's going to weigh some, it's got some weight on it, right? God, guys, I mean, it's not just the stuff I hear sometimes. It's like, oh my God, man, who are they telling it? What? Who are these people listening? Like, that's great information. It's like, that's fucking common sense, right? I mean, common sense, man, common sense. People don't have common sense though. Crazy. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I'm not trying to I'm just being myself, just freaking yapping here at 11:30, and I appreciate all you guys listening. And higher dollar items, Morgan, is less work without a doubt. I mean, it's finding those, and I think, as you, whether you do this a year or 2 years or 10 years, you just start to go, okay, yeah, that's a higher dollar amount, right? And I want to get at that point where I only want to deal with higher dollar amounts. That's great. Nothing wrong with that, right? I would encourage anybody to start that and go for the higher profits, the higher, don't just look at every polo shirt. Maybe only go after the purple label, right? And look at stuff like that as for a higher investment on your money, because my circumstance is different than everybody else's, right? So I can go to my thrift store and get stuff for $1, $2, and then sometimes it's like $24 for a shirt, right? Of course, I'm not buying for $24, but when it's $1 or $2, I clear them out, okay? But when it's $1 or $2, I mean, I'm not just buying every piece of clothing that has got a name brand to it because I saw it in some guide or whatever, you know what I mean? It makes sense. I know that brand. I know, okay, it's Lacoste, It's a Lacoste polo shirt. Those things if you take a Lacoste polo shirt, it's better than a Ralph Lauren shirt on auction. It's better than a Ralph Lauren plain polo shirt on a buy it now best offer. But your better option with that is because you can sit there and say, okay, I got a nice aqua blue Lacoste short sleeve polo golf shirt, right? I'm going to price for $25, buy it now best offer. Somebody comes in at $22, they buy it from you. You could take the same thing, and even though that you might have got that offer like 10 days after you listed it, you could throw that thing for 3-day auction, and next thing you know, you get 2 people, because that's all you need, 1, 2. All right? So let's say it's a size medium, and you got 2 medium dudes, like, oh, yeah, that's a badass shirt. And now it goes for $38 shipped. It happens every day, every second. Trust me, look it up on clothing. Biggest myth with clothing is, well, yeah, it's just, you can't do auctions. Yeah, you can. You can't do auctions with vintage clothing unless it's something rare, because there's vintage people out there looking for shit. Like, honestly, I go out and buy shit all the time. If it's a vintage concert shirt, yeah, if you're pricing it for a price where I realize that you're selling me a $50 shirt and you're going to give it to me for 10 shipped, yeah, I'm going to snipe it from you, right? It's the same mentality, guys. I mean, it's but brands like Lacoste and certain higher end brands, they have a great demand on auction, and if you're not finding those type of hard hitters in your area that you can flip for auction and get your money back within 3 days, 7 days, then you have to find what works in your area. You have to find what is going on, right? Maybe there's nothing to find to flip on freaking eBay in your area. Maybe it's just you're sitting in bicycle heaven that's all for Craigslist, right? Or mid-century modern furniture that you could just rock it out on Craigslist. Think about it, right? There's something in your area, right? I should probably shut my mouth here, but I'm going through a process right now of something that, if it works out, it's going to be pretty wild. But it put me in a position where I'll be anywhere in this United States. I'll be in fucking Alaska, and I will pick and I will show this is how I make money. I'll be an hashtag opportunist. But I'm telling you, that's how confident I am. You put me anywhere. Put me in Oregon, put me in Florida, put me in New York, put me in Chicago when it's 15 feet of snow. I will find a way to make money on that day. Why? Because that's what I've been doing since day one, right? When I said, this is what I'm doing full time. And there was a lot of bumps in the road where it's like, shit, man, God, I can't pay my mortgage this month. What am I going to do? You start improvising and start saying, wait a minute, yeah, light bulb goes off. I can hustle. Yeah, I can go and buy these snow blowers. Why didn't I think of that when there's 3 feet of snow? Why didn't I think about buying snow blowers on Craigslist? You know what I mean? You start to freaking get it in you and go, I can flip that. Like going to an estate sale and they're like, hey, oh yeah, all these mid-century modern furniture, it's like $100, we got to move it out there. Grab it. You know what I mean? I mean, shit. It's not that difficult. There's opportunities with reselling in every direction. Some people are like, I never sell on Craigslist because I don't like dealing with people. They don't like dealing with people, but they sell on eBay, they sell on Amazon, but they don't like dealing with people. Okay, whatever. Everybody's got a different fucking story, you know? But the thing is this, is that look at the opportunity in your backyard. Don't worry about Dallas's yard. Don't worry about freaking, Los Angeles's yard. Don't worry about Chicago's yard. Don't worry about Phoenix's yard. Don't worry about, you know what I mean? Canada's yard. Worry about your yard. Who gives a fuck what everybody else is doing? Don't worry about what I'm doing. Don't worry about Mike's doing in Phoenix? Oh, Mike's crushing over there with clothing. Yeah. Okay, so, but Mike ain't finding mid-century modern furniture over here. Mike ain't finding, Trek bicycles. Mike ain't finding a lot of cool things I can flip on Craigslist. You know what sells for me on Craigslist out here? Because I live in pretty much a border town. Beds, bed frames, washers, dryers, right? Just common shit people need because people are moving in and out left and right. That's the stuff at the thrift store it sells in seconds. The stuff at garage sales, they're running and fighting for. Goddamn, there's a washer, and they're running for it. And they'll pay premium for it, right? That's the stuff that sells out here in Chicago. That shit don't sell because there's too much of it. You know what sells on Craigslist in Chicago? Mid-century modern furniture, right? Very nice bicycles, very nice piece of electronic equipment, video games, right? It's just where you're at and where you're, what's going on with that, I mean, it's just where your area is. What's your backyard? Excuse me. Yeah, Palm Beach Picker says, stay at Palm Beach. Yeah, I mean, Palm Beach Picker's probably rocking Palm Beach. I mean, it's just, everybody's got different areas. And it's, the biggest thing is this. And, there's somebody back in the day that made videos, and I enjoyed a lot of them, was Redneck Picker. He talked a lot about Craigslist. And it was a lot about, like, yeah, guys, look, you can hustle this, you can do this. He was on with that, right? I mean, he knew what he was talking about because he did it, right? And I think, some other people have talked about the Craigslist and this, that, but I mean, that's a tool. It's free. There's no fees. My goodness, right? Utilize that stuff, right? I mean, everybody's so infatuated with eBay and Amazon. And God, guys, I know people that are just making like 10 grand a weekend on freaking flea markets. I mean, it's crazy, right? But that goes back to us as a reseller, all the opportunities we have. They're everywhere. I mean, without a doubt. I mean, and I'm not talking about just being a reseller as like going to a thrift store. You can start flipping fucking cars, houses, right? Condos. I mean, it's endless. It's a game. It's like freaking Monopoly. You're playing. This hat's bothering me. You're playing Monopoly, and you're like, I want to own the rest of the board. I want to get Park Place. I want to get Boardwalk. Let's go after St. Charles Place. I mean, that's what it is. You're in it to win it. Because if you're not in it to win it, you better step aside because somebody's going to come up and knock you out, right? That's just how it is. It's how life is, man. People, they take opportunities, they see the opportunity, and they freaking hit it with the iron, right? It's simple, right? I mean, teach me how to resell. What? Go over here. Go to a garage sale. Well, it was all junk. What was junk about it? Well, they had all this shit that was there. It looked like garbage. Well, did you look through it? No. Well, yeah. Well, then it looks like junk to you because you don't want to get your hands dirty. You don't want to dig. You got to get dirty, man. Right? I remember going to thrift stores when it wasn't like Goodwill or like Savers where it's all fucking pretty and, well, it's all labeled, here's size large here. I mean, the shit was mixed everywhere, man. It was freaking leather coats over here by freaking diapers and underwear. I mean, you didn't know what you were digging in, right? And those were the heydays, but it's when it's now they've taken these thrift stores have taken it where it's like now they've organized it. There's women's over here. There's men's. Oh, what do you need, sir? Men's suits? Yeah, we got 12 over here. They start at 38R to 52R. Right? I mean, they know what the fuck they have. Okay. I don't know. I'm ramping up. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just hustle. I mean, hustle whatever you can hustle to make money at. And I've never been one to bash anybody for making any money. I bash people that are lazy, that don't work, that don't want to work, that want to come off like they're freaking telling you something that's going to work that they've never even tried, right? That's where I have a problem with that, But anything in life, it's if you give it effort, it'll work. I'm telling you, anything you do in life, if you put effort in, will work, right? And I'll tell you this right now. I sat there a year ago, and I said, I'm going to create Pig for Profit. And it worked, right? It works. It works for me. People are like, yeah, I'm joining, right? Same thing happened when I said, you know what? I'm going to make these custom T-shirts. I'm going to do these T-shirts. I put my mind to it and said, I'm going to fucking do it. And boom, I sold them. Sold my first one. I was like, cool, awesome. Then I sold 10,000 of them. I'm like, sweet. And then I sold 1 million of one after 5-6 years. I'm like, this is insane. It's hard work, right? And every time with hard work, there comes a struggle. There comes a struggle where it's like, this fucking sucks, man. And you know what? It ain't working right now. But you know what? You fight through it and you get through it and you get there, right? Reselling it, with eBay and Amazon when you're relying on the third parties, that's your mistake. because you're not, you might be doing it and selling it and doing this, that, but you're relying on them until you have your own thing and it's stable. That's when you're safe, right? To an extent, but you have to keep building on that. You have to keep building on your third party, your platform, your own thing. But when you're relying on eBay and Amazon, you can only grow so much, right? And then you rely on just going to thrift stores every day or going to freaking Kohl's and Target. What's the hot thing? What's going on? Is it the frozen panties today? Is that what it is? What is it? The frozen panties? I thought it was the frozen panties. Or maybe it's the freaking the Donkey Kong fucking bongos. You know what I'm saying, man? It's just your mind starts going, what do I need to grab here? What you need to be grabbing is your mind, and grab your mind and say, you know what? Yes, I want to have something I'm in control of for the first time, and just go for it. Okay? You have to go for it, because if you don't go for it, you're going to have problems, right? You have to have an entrepreneur spirit in this. You have to say to yourself, all right, you know what? I'm going to do this for a little bit, and I'm going to hustle. I'm going to hit the thrift stores, the Goodwills, and I'm going to keep fucking going. But you know what? I have a plan. And if you have a plan, I respect you. I have a total respect for anybody who can plan. Yeah, I'm not doing thrifting for 3 years. I might do it for 10 years, but I'm not doing it as hardcore for 3 years, because after the 4th year, I'm going to freaking be doing this. I'm going to be selling freaking, renting out property, or, I'm going to develop my own wine glass. I mean, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? And, I know I'm controversial. I know people come to my channel sometimes and they're like, oh, fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. I'm tired of him and his mouth. And they hit the dislike. I can't control it. Right? That's okay. I don't, it just happens. People just do it. I am the whipping post of the picking community. That's great. I never signed up for the picking community. Half the people in this picking community have lost their minds, right? They've lost their minds. I don't want to be a part of it. You know what this community is? This is called Globalvoodoo on fucking YouTube. That's what it is. Globalvoodoo on YouTube, and he does what he does. Don't associate me with this Facebook group over here. Don't associate me with, some freaking show that's every freaking Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's Globalvoodoo when he comes on. That's what the show is tonight, right? And I just talk how I want to talk and do what I want. And if you don't like it, fucking dislike it, because you're going to dislike it anyway, right? There's going to be something I always say that will piss people off, and there's nothing I can do about it. But I come and I try to give you honest information that you can use with some motivation, some content that you can use in your life that will help you, right? Coming from somebody whose experience has been doing this for a long time. So long that I think that there's not anybody on YouTube that I've heard of or whatever it is that's like, yep, 29 years. Yep, get a stogie here. I mean, God, guys. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, oh, yeah, Mike, you're the best because you've been there so long. No, fuck that. Right? No. I know what I'm doing. Nothing's, I know when you put me in a thrift store in Alaska, I'll find something. If it's not there, then I'll be fucking looking in the garbage in Alaska going, hey, man, these people just moved out of the house. I mean, yeah, I hustle. That's what I do. Right? That's what you should do. So, I don't know. I'm rambling on. Is that frozen panties today? You like that, Frodo? Yeah, it's crazy. I get wrapped up, guys. This is why I wanted to do this tonight. I want to throw out these shows at oddball times, and thanks for you guys watching tonight. We'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll take it down. Maybe I'll keep it up. But this is my style, right? I don't need to have 100 people. I don't need to be selling anything to anybody. I just want to be myself and come to my garage here and maybe show you something cool, maybe talk about something cool, maybe just talk shit, or maybe just ramble on, right? This is what I want to do. So hope you guys respect that. Palm Beach Picker says, but then they see the work involved and they back off. Cracks me up so much that some people think their crap is worth $1 million and that I have a secret money-making thing going on. Yeah, I mean, that's the crazy thing, man. I mean, I hate that. I hate when freaking, God, people are they're cut off from reality, especially with some of these Facebook groups where it's like buy, sell. They're like, oh, yeah, here we go. We've got 33 original NES games. We're asking $299. You're like, ooh, are you talking about $2.99? No, $299. Like, what are you smoking, man? You got some basic games, nothing going on. No, because we saw on eBay a lot went for. There was actually a lot of 700 games that went for that price. But we don't have 700. We just figured that's the right price to ask. Because you get people like that, right? Oh my God, it's like the worst garage sale in the world. You go to them, and you walk in, you'll know right off the bat. You're like, oh, they're selling Morona jeans for like $9. Don't worry, my son only wore them for like one day. It's that's a good deal. They're at Walmart right now for $9.50, but if you buy them here, you're saving 50 cents. Well, they're new at Walmart, so they're used. They're 50 cents cheaper. Oh, wait a minute. That's like going to Goodwill. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, Goodwill. You walk in there and go, "There's a Brooks Brothers shirt." Yeah, it's Brooks Brothers. Those are like $49, but it's used. There's no tag on it, and Goodwill's charging $39. That's got to be a good buy. You know what I mean? It's just fucking. It's crazy. Who's buying that shit? Nobody is. Right? Maybe, you know what? I'm not saying nobody is. Excuse me. Somebody is, because there's crazy people out there. Honey, that Brooks Brothers shirt, $38. I swear I saw that video with that guy. You know what guy I'm talking about? Yeah, he sold that same one for $78. That's a deal. We could double our money. That's who's buying that shit. Or wait, honey. No, hold on. Let me get my phone. Yeah, there's the guy right here, guys. Yep, here it is. It's the fucking hot one. It's got like the 9 stars. It's got like some kind of freaking beeping thing. Yeah, it's saying this is the one we need to get. We have fuck it. It's $38. Who cares? Yeah, no, that's the one we want. Because it says in here, it's like a fucking jackpot or something. It's $80. That's who's buying stupid shit. While the person who's selling the guy is going, yep, Mom, I could take you out to fucking IHOP tonight. Yeah, boom, sold another fucking 500 guides, right? You guys have to laugh at that one. If you don't laugh at that one, that's fucking fucked up shit. But anyway, guys, I'm on a roll and I need to go. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you learned something here tonight. I've just got so much going on. Selling, reselling. Oh, I got today. Oh God, I have the girls over here working and stuff like that, and then one of my wholesalers, freaking guys, like, oh, I'm gonna do something else. I'm like, what are you talking about? Why are you leaving? Whatever. And I'm like, all right, whatever. So there's always something going on here, but it's fun. It's just always listing stuff and packaging stuff for Amazon up. I mean, you see here these books. If you saw this garage 3 months ago, you couldn't even see me. I mean, there was boxes of books, so we moved a lot of books. But yeah, that's the remaining. If you watch me on Facebook, I post something about this big, huge book score, but I don't know. I think that's all I got here for tonight, guys. All I can say is just go out there, just do the best you can, make the money. You know what it is, man. You know the deal, man. You go out and buy the stuff for a certain price, and you make it for a profit, right? It's not that difficult, and best way to learn it all is just do it yourself, right? A guide might help you, might tip you off, might give you a little more information you didn't have, right? But take it for what it's worth, right? I mean, my God, some brands that are in guides or people talk about, and maybe I've talked about, like Vintage Starter, that shit don't sell, man. It's like anything else. I mean, it's just get what you get and look at your business, whether it's going, okay, I bought that to do a little bit longer tail. I'll wait 6 months to sell that thing for 50. But if that's all you're doing, maybe you really need to get back to what I was saying before, moving this stuff on auction. I mean, auction right now, guys, is eBay's bread and butter, right? Let's just cut the shit here. That's where the money's at. I mean, obviously you can have a nice killer store on eBay and doing this, that, but look at the auctions. Look at some stuff that you can flip really quick, and think about how you can get your money every 3 days, 7 days. You'd be pretty shocked just by lowering your standards or lowering your price points. If you have stuff that is not rare, that is not, there's no need to hold on to a Robert Graham shirt for 9 months to sell for $70 when you can just fucking throw it to auction and let it go for $65 right now, 3 days, right? I don't know. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the show. Stay tuned. I'll probably be doing another one of these pretty soon. And if you did like this, just give me a thumbs up. Let me know. Say, hey, I do like this style, Mike. It's pretty cool. If not, that's totally cool. But if you're leaving a dislike or you're just unhappy with whatever, or maybe I kicked you out of a group or you're fucking mad at me for whatever, just put it down below or give me a private message and say, yeah, you're a dick. Great. Awesome. I'll reply back. But guys, tomorrow is Friday. It's Halloween. There's an opportunity tomorrow. There's an opportunity at the thrift store, right? Opportunity after 3 o'clock at the thrift stores, right? I'm telling you, everybody's going to be freaking trick-or-treating. Hustle the thrift stores, right? Or look at auctions. Until next time, guys, I'm out of here. Peace. We'll see ya.